gonna take my glasses off and up here. Hello viewer, it's Dan again, ThatCoolStoryBro, and as you can see I got a haircut, so that's nice. Anyway, so I wanted to tell a story today that I've been meaning to tell for a week, actually a week exactly, because it happened last Friday, excuse me. It's about a friend of mine, and he's not really a friend of mine anymore because he's kind of getting on my nerves now, and this is one of the reasons why. So I was hanging out with my friend last Friday, and, well, hanging out with this person last Friday. We were joking around, just, you know, doing a regular old friend thing, and I don't know about your guys' sense of humor, and I'll talk about that later, but I got a pretty wide sense of humor, and that also includes racial humor. You know, I don't mind making fun of white people, black people, Hispanics, Asians, Middle Eastern people, Indians. I don't care. You know, I'll make fun of them. I'll make fun of myself for being white. It's no problem. That's actually a big part of my comedy, is making fun of myself. So, anyway, there was one point where we saw three black guys get out of the car, and I said in this exact voice, I promise you in this exact voice, I'm not altering, I said, "Oh, those three Negroes better watch out," or something like that. But when I did that, he freaked out. He just completely wigged out. Like, it was insane. I had no idea, and he started going off on how I was racist and I shouldn't say those words and that sort of stuff. And I've grown up in a very diverse city, and I've had a lot of friends from a lot of different backgrounds. I don't need to really prove anything to you guys. You know, I don't want to be like, "Oh yeah, I like black people." You know, like, that's not my goal here. I'm just trying to say that I'm not the person who he thought I was. So I was trying to defend myself, and he was just being a real jerk about it. And I want to clarify the use of those words when I use them. And some people consider Negro to be a bad word, some others don't. But in his defense, you know, I also had used the word nigga, and I might have used the word sometimes nigger. And I understand that they're bad words. I'm not supposed to say them. It seems bad that I'm saying them on a video, and the trees are rustling right now, so that's a little bit distracting. But anyway, trees aside. So I'm not supposed to say those words. I'm a white guy. Nigger is supposed to be a racial slur, and I don't say the N-word because I'm going along with Louis C.K.'s line about if you say the N-word, that precise, you know, the N-word, it just makes people think of the word nigger. So what does it matter if you say the word if you basically make it's like saying, you know, if I say the S word, you automatically think shit. So I might as well have said shit. So you know, I have used those words, but whenever I use those words, I want to clarify that I use them in an entirely satirical context. Those words, to me, no longer hold any serious racial meaning. To me, they work in the exact opposite sense of what those words were created to do. For me, it's like using the word faggot, because I have no problem at all with gay people. I'm completely secure in my sexuality. A lot of people have actually thought that I'm gay because I'll play a lot of like gay jokes on people. Like, I love playing gay chicken. It's one of my favorite things to do with other guys is play gay chicken. Because it's just funny to see their reactions. But because of that, people have figured that I'm gay, and it's not that. It's just I'm really secure in my sexuality. I know that even if I do something gay, I'm still straight. And if I was gay, you know, who cares? You know, who really cares? I know I don't. So, going with that, if I use the word faggot, I use it in the exact opposite context in which people usually try to use it, which is, you know, to say that being a faggot is being a homosexual, and being a homosexual is being a bad thing. And for me, that train of thought, that line of thinking is so archaic and barbaric and stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Just the fact that some guy or some woman likes to have sex with someone of the same sex as them doesn't make it, that's a bad thing. That makes them automatically evil or less of a person is just serious. It's silly. It's ridiculous. And it's the same thing with race. You know, just because someone has a different skin color than me doesn't mean they should be treated differently. Now they are, and you know, I'm a sociology major. You don't got to tell me about racial inequality. And you know, I'm in a race relations class right now, and I'm learning a lot about where I stand as a white person in the racial balance of power in America, because I mean, I could go on about this all I want, and the idea is that, you know, white people, whether we like it or not, we've got a privilege that other people don't, and we have to own up to that. We have to understand that the world isn't fair, and it's inclined in our favor whether we want it to or not, and it shouldn't be that way. So I just want to lay that out there. I want to let people know that I'm not saying any of those words to try to make someone feel bad, to give my opinion that anyone's lesser than me because of the color of their skin. Like I said, those words, to me, work in the exact opposite way because I'm using them as satire. That's the whole reason I use them, is satire. I'm satirizing those words. I'm using them for their exact opposite purpose. I wouldn't know if it's called irony, but for me it's satire. Would I say it around a black person? I might say Negro, because, you know, hopefully they can find the satire in that. But really, it'd just be me having to know them well, and them understanding who I am, and understanding, unlike my buddy, that I'm not actually racist, that I just use those words in a satirical context. That's what it is. It's really about knowing me. It's about knowing who the joke teller is. My friend finally gets to that point where I'm using these words for satire. I'm not actually racist. And then he just starts saying, well, I don't know, I don't see how that's funny, or I don't see how you can make a joke out of race, or something like that. To which I say, that's fine. You don't have to, but just because you don't find it funny doesn't mean that it's not funny. And I've had this problem with other people before, and I want to put it out there in the same words that Anthony Jeselnik used to describe people who can't take jokes, and that is that if you can't take a joke, then you're fucking stupid. Like, that's it. And I didn't mean to curse there because I'm trying to stop swearing, but anyway, the point is that jokes are meant to be humorous. They're not meant, I mean, I don't like insult comedy because insult comedy is solely based on insults being funny. For me, insult comedy is immature. It's you know, like, hey, nice shirt, asshole, you know, it's like, that's not funny. The whole idea of comedy, the whole idea of a joke is for something to be humorous, for something to be funny. And that's all it is just for pure comic enjoyment. That's all a joke is made for. And it's often made to make light of things, you know, to make a joke out of things. And so that's what I use racial comedy for, is that for me it's making light of these prejudices and these racist ideals that some people still happen to hold, which is, as I've said, preposterous to me. It's ridiculous. But, you know, not everyone has the same sense of humor, and that's okay. You know, I like to make jokes about a whole bunch of different stuff. For me, I'll make fun of anything, but my two limits: I will not make fun of the Holocaust, and I will not make fun of 9/11. And maybe Pearl Harbor, you know, Pearl Harbor's up there too, but no one really makes jokes about that anymore. I won't make jokes about those 2, 3-ish things, because I just don't think they're funny in any way. I think it's very disrespectful to make jokes about those. There's only one joke I find funny about the Holocaust, and it's just, yeah, even that I'm not proud of laughing at it. You know, it's funny to me, but it's just not a nice joke. And I mean, it's only funny because it's absurd, is what it is. But, you know, other people have different senses of humor. Some people will make fun of that stuff. Some people will, you know, some people won't like jokes about women. Some people won't like jokes about race. Some people won't like jokes about dead babies. My mom doesn't like jokes about dead babies because I think, like, her brother-in-law or, like, brother or something, like, someone she knew had a stillborn baby, and so she doesn't like dead baby jokes. And I understand that. Okay, that's perfectly fine. But just because she doesn't like those jokes doesn't mean that those jokes aren't funny. It doesn't mean that I can't make those jokes. Now, I shouldn't make those jokes around her because she doesn't like it. That would be considerate of me to not make those jokes around her. But I'm still allowed to make those jokes if I want to, because, like I said, they're jokes. And it's the same right that I have as an American. And I want to clarify when I say as an American, I mean that's because I have freedom of speech in this country. I'm allowed to make fun of anything I want. I'm allowed to say anything I want without repercussion for the most part. And a lot of countries have that, but I'm just saying because I live in America, that's my right as an American, you know. But it's also the right as Danish cartoonists to draw pictures of the Prophet Muhammad that might be insulting to Muslims because they have that right in their country. So what if people get offended by it? If you get offended by it, that's your problem. You're the one that chooses to get offended. I'm the one that chooses to get offended by 9/11 and Holocaust jokes. You know, that's my choice, because I choose to find them not funny. There's no gene in my body. There's no innate, instinctual part of me that literally, physically, ultimately prohibits me from the rest of my entire life from enjoying those jokes. It's something that I choose. It's something that I choose. So, if my buddy doesn't like racial comedy, that's okay. He doesn't have to like it. And he doesn't have to find it funny, even though he should understand why it might be. But at the same time, he should respect my right to be able to make those jokes. And I won't make those jokes around him anymore. You know, he doesn't like that sort of stuff. Fine, you know, I'll hands off, man. But that's what I want to put across, is that if someone makes a joke that you don't like, then that's your problem, not theirs. And hopefully they'll be considerate and say that, you know, they won't make those jokes around you. But they do not have to apologize for that joke, because that's your problem that you don't understand it, and not theirs. And oh man, well shit, I'm really sorry this video wasn't as, you know, funny as some of the other ones I might have made. And I'm also ad-libbing here because I couldn't think of a script for this, but this needs to be put as clearly as possible out there because it's been getting on my nerves for a while. People need to chill out and just understand that a joke is a joke, whether you like the joke or not. Plain and simple, man. Anyway, you know me, I'm Dan, of course, and that was That Cool Story, Bro. Hopefully it was kind of a cool story, bro. Hopefully you learned something about jokes and racial comedy and how to talk to people. I know I did. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. And if you think this video is worth it, show it to other people because I love getting new people to watch my videos. You know, why talk to 8 people when you can talk to 10? So, yup, I will see you guys later. Peace. Sign. Yeah.